For patience?
Yeah, for sure. I think the first half we created. We controlled the game. They had a great opportunity at the end of the first half, which we need to sharpen up on a little bit, because we know we had control of the game. We had numerous chances, numerous opportunities, and we spoke at half time that patience and we'll get the first goal. And yeah, it was a nice finish from Casemiro.
How good has Casemiro been? How do you sum up his impact since he arrived?
He's been what he's been brought in to do. He's a phenomenal player. He has been throughout his career. You don't win what he's won without being a top player. So he's improved the team, he's improved the morale, he's improved the performance, and it's great to have him.
And for you, you've talked about taking opportunity when you come in. How do you feel he did tonight?
Yeah, I felt I've looked after myself. I think it's 2.5 weeks since my last start, so I've been working hard in training. The lads who's been playing has been doing well. So no, when I get the opportunity, I need to take it and make sure we win. So no, it was nice to be out there and helping the lads, and I'm ready when my chance comes. And
how much pressure do you put on yourself, and how much do you talk to the manager about ensuring you get that chance moving forward?
Well, of course, I'm a player, 29 years old, who I haven't really been in this position in my career, so it's a position that I don't want to get used to, but it's part and parcel of football, and I'm working hard every day. I'm pushing, I'm training well, and when my chance comes, I need to take it. So no, we know at this club we need competition for places. We have some top centre backs at this club, so I think we're all going to be needed from now to the end of the season.
Thanks, Harry.
Thank you.
Thank you. You said it at half-time, and that's what they did in the second half, didn't they? Played quicker, and you saw the rewards almost immediately.
Yeah, quicker passes, quicker movement, the pass and the finish, the movement for the first goal was what you want from a Man United team. Quick play. Reading were okay, as we said in the first half, dealing with switches and maybe crosses. Just need to up the pace and getting at them through the middle, because there's a reason why these lads are playing for Reading. They're sometimes comfortable with crosses, but any quick movement in around them, they struggled. We saw that particularly for the first goal, and it was very, very good play from United.
You could see it, while everything's in front of them, Joby, they were happy, weren't they? But you could see that just Casemiro, a little movement and he's off, and before he knows, the Reading defence know it, he's gone.
Yeah, listen, it's the pace of that passing and the timing of the movement, but for me, Mamadou Loum has to see Casemiro here. He's got enough distance between him and Casemiro, just switches off, but that's the sharpness of the movement that we spoke about in the first half that certainly Manchester United weren't playing with, and it's a brilliant finish, right, once he gets in there.
It's a beautiful finish. I'd give him man of the match for that alone, but I think what you see is once you get into that kind of space like Anthony's got, he's got the quality, and then again, that's the movement you want from the first half. You've just got to look for him. It's just, you pass the ball quicker, look, not enough time. Look, he's got so much time, he can do everything there and gets a bit of deflection, but what it is that they seem to be too far back now, Reading. They've dropped too far back, and it's given Man United the space just in front to then pick their passes and choose their
They almost got too comfortable, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they
were
did,
doing well, and as soon as you just think, listen, this is not too bad, then the quality teams just go bang, bang, 1 or 2 passes,
and you're in.
And basically game over.
It's worked for everybody, Casemiro, hasn't it? Because Real Madrid wanted to move him on because they wanted to bring in some younger players, but Manchester United desperately needed somebody of his experience in the position that he is.
Yeah, he's been
everybody wins
He's been a huge signing. Over the last few years, looking at Man United, particularly in and around the middle of the park, they've lacked a quality player, a big personality, a guy with a bit of presence. Again, he's a top quality player. We see it week in, week out. He affects games. Before he came, there was this kind of perception that he was a sitting midfielder, because obviously he was working with different players at Real Madrid, players who were more attack-minded, but we now have seen throughout the last few months he's got so much quality as well going forward in terms of a final pass, and he's getting goals as well as been very, very good defensively. So a huge signing for Man United, and he looks like a really big personality, which United needed.
Has Andy Carroll let his manager down this evening?
Massively. We spoke before the game about that experience and those older players that have been on stages like this, coming out and really helping some of the younger ones, and it was actually the younger players, for me, acquitted themselves well. I mean, he's just bundling around. I think by then he was getting...
That was a totting up process.
I mean, this one here, I mean, when you are on a yellow, you cannot be sliding across the ground like that. There's only one thing that's going to happen. He's not in control, and it just makes the job even harder than it was in the first place.
I think it was like, there was one, he smashed into Ericsson, which I thought was a booking as well. I just think to myself, why are you going in like you are, simply because they need you to be that focal point,
But ex-Liverpool, sometimes that plays on your mind, a bit of frustration when you're up there not getting great service, but still for an experienced player,
Yeah.
That's fine coming from me. I've never been sent off, but no, he's just a bit more disciplined.
Yeah. They actually played better without him, didn't they? Because you were saying maybe they weren't just looking at him and hitting that diagonal, as it were. They actually tried to play through the pitch a little bit better.
They had to find another way to get up the pitch. And again, listen, by then, you know, when you look at the scoreline, probably Manchester United making changes themselves, take their foot off the gas a little bit. But I felt with Shane Long, they had a better outlet for sure. And they just seem to pass through the lines a little bit better than they did earlier on in the game.
You know, Fred gets a lot of stick, doesn't he? And maybe, listen, with Eriksen and Casemiro, Fred will be coming off the bench as he is this evening. And if that is the case, well, he's a pretty good player to come off the bench, isn't he?
Well, yeah. But that's what I think that's probably is his role, coming off the bench. Particularly games like this where the game... Reading fall asleep here to a corner, good ball in. United have looked a bit better in set pieces recently. He just walks in there. He's obviously got a trick, lovely little finish. Poor from Reading, but lovely little finish.
They've got to defend better than that. I think that's the thing Paul Ince would look at today, knowing you're going to come, you're going to be under pressure. If a real moment of quality beats you, someone scores a worldie or, you know, real incisive play like the first goal, but that was preventable. I feel that all those goals, they could have done a lot better with.
I think that what happens in this instance is that as time goes by, you've got to keep doing the things quicker, faster, because they get tired. You know, they switch off like we saw with the first goal. Like with these, he's just walked into that area and scored a goal, and that's why you've got to keep them under pressure.
Yes, Eric, how do you sum up your team's win and performance?
I thought first half, first 60 minutes was a really good performance. I think we totally dominated the game and we were really composed in possession with good moments where we accelerate. And we already first half we had some good opportunities, chances. I think also a goal. What's it's a goal? I don't know why is this allowed. And then after half time was very quickly it was at 2-0 and then game was goal.
Yeah, 2 goals from Casemiro. He's made such an impact here, but has he made more of an impact than you expected, especially offensively?
Yes. We know he's a great player, and on that midfield in Madrid with Kroos and Modric, it was great.
Didn't score as many goals, it seems, though, as he is at the moment.
No, but I think he's capable of, and we see also offensive he has a part, and I think he enjoys it as well when he can come in. And what I like is so dynamic football with variations, with many position switches. So we have to let the opponent think so that we can take benefit of it.
And what about Anthony tonight? He's had maybe at times a bit of criticism for his start to his United career, but what did you make of his impact tonight?
I think he is growing. We want him to be also more dynamic, more variable and more direct. And you see today I think it was a lovely pass on the first goal. There was a good combination, Brazilian combination, Anthony Casemiro. So we are happy with his improvement in this moment, but I still has more to come, and I think he's capable of it. I think it's a big potential in him, and he has to develop it every day.
Eric, before the game we talked about Paul Ince, the Manchester United player, and we also reflected on Erik ten Hag, the young boy who wanted to be a manager. So talk to us about this, Johan Cruyff and co, and there you are. What do you remember of Erik ten Hag, the 13-year-old boy?
Long time ago, it's great. Johan Cruyff, I think he had such an impact on Mondial football like Pelé and Beckenbauer and Maradona.
But what about you here and what you're saying? How do you reflect on that?
Oh yeah, it's my character, obviously, who I am. I think I was brave, and I want to be a good football player, and I want to learn. And when you have the moment with Johan Cruyff, you take that moment.
And what do you think Johan Cruyff would make of your progress?
He's a big inspirator, and how you have to play football. Johan Cruyff is not only about winning games. Obviously, he's a great winner, and he won a lot in his career, but also in a certain way, in an adventure way, in an attacking way, and always with creative solutions. And I think he's a big inspirator for many of them, definitely for me.
And that's the aim now for what you've got to achieve here?
To winning titles. We are here for trophies, but we have a long way to go, and we are building, and we have to invest a lot and work hard.
Eric, thank you very much. Well done tonight.
You're welcome. Okay.
Oh, that's great. Well, of course, Cruyff an inspiration to Erik ten Hag. You can see that, and they're in good hands, aren't they? Here, there's a good feeling about Old Trafford.
It's a good fit with him. I think his personality, the way he's coming across. his interview there, you know, he's obviously, we've mentioned it earlier, he's Dutch, he's got a lot of confidence, but there's a lot of humility there. The fact he's talking about his interview, he said he still wants to learn. That's a great message to everybody at the club.
Absolutely. OK, let's hear from Paul Ince then and his reflections on Reading's defeat with Gabriel.
Paul, how do you reflect on things? Your team holding United the best part of an hour.
Yeah, yes, you've got to be proud of the players. Listen, you know when you come to places like Old Trafford, you know, you're going to have to ride your luck. And I think the first half, you know, they had some near misses, put balls into our box. They'd one disallowed. You know, so I mean, it's the first time I've actually managed under VAR, so I was quite pleased with it in the first half. And you see, you've got to ride your luck, you know, if you're going to get anything from this game. So to go in at 0-0, you know, gave us a belief. And we had a chance to pulls it back into the first half. That goes in, we go and win 1-0. But listen, we give them the goal. Poor marking from our midfield, let Casemiro run through. Wonderful finish, and all of a sudden, you know, the fans are up for it. You know, they're on the centre seat, and then it's tough for us then.
Yeah, did you feel a bit let down by Andy Carroll tonight?
I don't think let down's the word. I think, you know, I think if you look at the first one, you know, over in the corner, it wasn't actually a foul. You know, the linesman's not even flagged for it. Actually, the Manchester United players are walking away, giving us a 4-goal kick. You know, and the referee couldn't wait to get his yellow card out. Really, really couldn't. Disappointing referee. But then after that, he makes a foul on Ericsson. You know, and then he's kind of got to be careful then. And then the last one, yeah, I think he tries to pull out. But once you've been booked, you know, you can't be making those tackles. So, and again, Man United played on, referee couldn't wait to turn around and give him a second yellow card. And to be fair, we probably played better when we came in after that, you know, because we had to. We had to go with it, but to try and get back in the game.
What about your reception back here?
Yeah, reception's reception, isn't it? It's great, you know what I mean? You know, to come back here, it's been a long time since I've been here. But listen, you know, it wasn't about my reception. It was about the players and, you know, and the fans, 3,000 fans that travelled up. And, you know, I'm proud of the players, the way they played, the way they fought. They never gave in. You know, they never let their fans down. It's a long journey up here, especially on a Saturday night. Never got to go back, so hopefully the fans are proud of us. But we've got to take that now into our games against Watford on Saturday.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Cheers, Gabriel.
Well, he got a really good reception, didn't he? And that was really good to hear and see down here, because he did so much for this.
And rightly so.
Yeah.
Rightly so. He deserves it. And the United fans again showed a bit of class tonight.
Yeah.
They do give ex-players a good reception there, and it was well deserved. And he was spot on about his team. I think they stuck at it. It was a hard night for him. They stuck at it, and it showed great spirit.
Let's have a quick look at Manchester United's fixtures in February. They've got the squad to deal with this. They are playing every 3 or 4 days. You love that though, Joby, don't you? There's not much training to do. You're just playing football matches, which is what you want to do.
Oh, absolutely. Particularly when you're playing and getting the results they are at the moment. You want these games just to keep coming around. And when you look at that run there, it is a very, very favourable one. Obviously, 2 huge games against Leeds. You know, we know the rivalry there, but certainly as a run of games, you know, they're winnable games.
They're back-ish Manchester United, aren't they?
Well, they kind of are. When you look at those, there's some very exciting games. I kind of saw the Barcelona games there as well. You know, what you want is the team to be playing well so they can go into those games with momentum, and then, you know, you never know what can happen there.
Thank you very much indeed, gents. Really enjoyed our evening, and the EFL highlights.